So when Jerry mentioned this, be presenting in December, and he mentioned that pain, and I immediately had two thoughts. One, as Jerry said, that's a very courageous concept for the holidays. And then, because I'm the CEO of Cancer Care Services, I know that the holidays can be very triggering, and the holidays can make every loneliness, everything that's not right, just it shines a spotlight on those areas. And this isn't a Hallmark movie. None of us live in a Hallmark movie. And so I love that they chose this because we all feel it, and we need to be able to have some ways to just be honest about that and connect over it, because it's a common denominator for us all. So my story, so men have 1 in 2 chance of being diagnosed with cancer during their lifetime, sadly. We just heard about your friend. For the women, it's 1 in 3. So this is my husband, Dana. And so we fit into these statistics. My cancer was in 2001, had 3 little girls, and many surgeries, one of which I woke up to watch the plane hit the second tower, and was having a radiation where I was in a lead-lined room for a week and couldn't have any visitors, and had to just go through that alone, and not be able to talk to my kids, or I saw Dana for maybe 1 hour out of the week.
Sneak in during lunch.
And then Dana's, next somebody was mentioning, my new friend, how the food insecurity and how important, well, this type of cancer, you live on Boost. And has anybody bought a case of Boost or Ensure? Well, it can be $50, and if you've got this kind of cancer, you might need 10 cases a week. So that's some of the things that Cancer Care does. We provide that for free. So I'm a cancer patient and a survivor. I've been a caregiver. I understand all of those aspects, and I would say I would rather be a cancer patient again than be a caregiver. So you hear the stats about adults, but children should be safe, right? Well, these are my 3 daughters. This is Lauren, middle, Ashley, eldest, and Katie, youngest. You can tell they're very close in age. They were 14, 15, and 17 in high school, which was horrifying. None of us, I mean, we all, barely 5 of us got through it. I think we even had a dog who ran away. But my middle daughter, Lauren, at 18, this beautiful child, was diagnosed with a very rare cancer. And when your child has cancer, it's one of those things that you fight with reality. It's like, this should not happen. This can't be real. Whereas I think we do that a little bit when things happen to us, but when something happens to an 18-year-old, it's a different experience. So Lauren, you saw before, this beautiful long blonde hair. My battle began. Lauren's cancer came back 3 times. The final time, I just started working at Cancer Care Services, which, if you believe in synchronicity, you will believe in it for sure, that I went through this journey surrounded by a place filled with social workers and therapists and people who understand cancer and could love me through this. So as she lost her hair, she didn't go quietly into the dark night. It was cheetah. That is not photoshopped. That is literally what she did. Had her cheetah. And her manifesto was, "Dear Cancer, I live, you die." And I like this sincerely. Sincerely, Lauren. So these are photos of her journey. And I say, yet she smiled, and you might think I only picked smiling pictures, but the truth is 99% of them were smiling pictures. If I had to find pictures where she was crying, it would take me a lot of searching, because this was Lauren. This was her sincere essence, even despite having to leave college. She was a junior at Texas State, majoring in advertising. Had just gotten a boyfriend that she was crazy about, and life was just full of possibilities. So a lot of kids would take this and say, why me? This is not fair, and just go into, and that's okay. I mean, this is a worthy cause to really be upset, but this was just her. Her friends created a group, and I think this is where Jerry really got involved. She had over 3,000 people involved in La La Soldiers. And I used to love to tell her, that's more people than fit in Bass Hall. Are praying for you, are rooting for you, are thinking of you, are sending you energy, whatever anybody can do, just saying, I love you, Lauren. Just those words, I believe, have effect. That, just knowing that she wasn't alone, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, that social support element was huge to her and to me. Creativity. So fortunately, Lauren, very creative person. So she hand-painted these boots, and was able to raise $30,000 in a live auction for the hospital that took such good care of her. And so creativity, art, music, she loved to sing. So at Cook Children's, they have a music program and a sound studio where you can actually do a recording of songs. And I think that made a huge difference. So I agree everyone's creative. I'm glad you celebrate it, because it really helps when days are dark to go write something or paint something or design something or sing something. So a few weeks before Lauren's birthday, we were told her cancer is cured. So the picture is opposite. This is the tumor in her lungs. And this is what it looked like after a lot of really radical treatment. And the doctor said, this is a miracle. I can't believe this. It was the size of a grapefruit. And now, it's just virtually gone. So she had a Monster Mash bash for her 21st birthday. All Lauren ever wanted to be was 21 years old. That was her goal in life. And she was Hello Kitty and had a party to end all parties. Several bands, food trucks, the whole thing. It was so great. And it was a celebration because we were told she was cured. So we got to really not be sad and just say, Lauren, you did it. And she could experience this beautiful day. But 16 days after, actually it was much less than that, this was her bed. It was probably 10 days after when she went to the hospital. And that day, she sat saying that she didn't feel well, but we all ignored it. So Lauren did not get her miracle, and nor did I. Her celebration of life, we had over 1,000 people at the Botanic Gardens. Traffic was lined way up. A lot of people couldn't even get in. And she requested everyone to wear pink and glitter. So when you look at the pictures, all the boas and the pink, that was really the only discussion we had about her service because I couldn't bear to talk about it with her, and I regret that. I couldn't be really present for her to talk about dying. Other people had to do that, and I should have been able to do that, and I'll do better next time. I hope there's not a next time, but I will meet someone again, and I will talk about it. I've learned I will talk about it. But I think the not getting the miracle, that really messes with your mind. And if you're a person of faith that's praying, it affects that too. So my daughter painted this painting, Ashley, of Lauren, with the roses that she did on the boots. So I share this story just so that and 11:11 was always her thing. So I had to be the one to decide to turn off all of the life support when I realized she was never going to be Lauren again. And we turned it off at 11:11. And Bob Marley she loved Three Little Birds, so she kept singing every little thing, gonna be all right. She sang it over and over. We couldn't find the song at the moment, so we did Bobby McFerrin. It was weird, but it kind of was so her, because she also loved that song. And she was gone in minutes, which let us know that she was just really ready and was hanging on for her mom. Right before she passed, she opened her eyes and looked right in my face, which is doesn't happen medically. Yeah. She was on so many medicines, but she opened her eyes and looked at me. And that was just beautiful. So we've all experienced loss and pain. Many of us have lost a loved one, maybe not a child, but your pain is just as important as mine. My story is very dramatic, but pain is pain, and we all feel it very deeply. Loss of a dream or expectation, that was lower in my list, and I moved it up because that also comes with, I felt I lost a dream of a future with my child. I lost so many dreams, and I had to grieve that, not just her. And I think a lot of us have had dreams. You segued from your doctor to your communication, but there was loss there, I'm sure, when you realized, okay, I thought I had this plan, and now I've got to change. Loss of a beloved pet. I know many of you probably have fur babies that you love. This is very topical for us because we have a pet that is about to cross that rainbow bridge, and we're devastated. Loss of health. Those of us who are usually very, very healthy sometimes get sidelined by a knee injury or something worse, and there's grief in that. Loss of a relationship, divorce, breaking up, that's painful. And a lot of times we don't really acknowledge the pain because sometimes we're so mad, we don't think about how much it really does hurt. Loss of a job, or even a forced career change, and sometimes even retirement. Loss due to harmful behaviors, so sometimes there's addiction, and you lose things as a result of that. That's pain. Loss of a home or something you treasure. So different, but pain is pain. So loss equals grief. What is grief? So grief is natural. We are designed, that's how we respond to loss. That's just how it works. And it's the emotional suffering when someone or something you love is taken away. It can feel overwhelming. And the unexpected emotions, I think that's something that we need to recognize is you might be, can I say pissed? No, I'm being recorded. If you just angry. Okay, you edit that out, please. Thank you. Sometimes you feel guilty about being really mad. Shock, and then guilt. Like, could I have done better? Could I have fixed it? Could I have saved it? Could I have prevented it? And profound sadness, that's no surprise. But it can also disrupt our physical health. So that's where you stop sleeping, or you stop eating, or you start eating. One of the two. These are just normal reactions. You're trying to fill that void in whatever can give you comfort in that moment. And we need to be kind to ourselves and not be so judgmental if we choose margaritas, for example. Margaritas and food, in my case. So, and then coping with the loss of something or someone is really one of life's challenges, if not the biggest challenge that all of us will face, is loss. So I wish I could say that none of you will ever experience it, but I guarantee you if I asked all of you, you would tell me you already have. And you will again. I thought this was cool. Grief is not a disorder, a disease, or a sign of weakness. It's an emotional, physical, and spiritual necessity. It's the price you pay for love. The only cure for grief is just to grieve. So that really, really hit me because, they say the greater the loss, the greater the love. And so when we take a chance at loving someone, there's always that chance that will change. But don't be afraid. The love is worth it. So here's some helpful ways to handle the grieving process. Just acknowledge your pain. So that's why I love that Creative Mornings has let us today acknowledge pain in December. Because Hallmark doesn't want you to think that there's such a thing, or Lifetime, that there's such a thing as pain in December. And that's a lie. And accept that grief can trigger many different emotions, and that we can't anticipate that trigger. Sometimes it'll be something so random, a song, a color, a smell, something of perfume that your mother wore and you've lost your mother. These little things can just pow. So understanding also that your grieving process will be unique to you. This is something that I know Dana and I went through, expecting our grief to be the same, and that whenever I'm sad, he would be sad. Whenever he was sad, I would be sad. And it wasn't that way. And that was hard for us at first. I mean, we went to counseling because it was like, wait, why aren't you here for me? And it would be like, because I'm going through this too, but I'm handling it differently than you are. I'm not crying like you are, but I'm doing this. So understanding up front, your journey is unique to you. And these two are my favorite. Seek out face-to-face support. So I love that face-to-face is a part of your manifesto, because that's in the research. Face-to-face support. I really wanted to cocoon and never come out of my bed again, ever. And I had to be forced to get back and see people again. And it saved me. But my natural inclination was not to do that. So please, if you know people who are experiencing pain, really encourage them, come here. This would be a great safe space to get started. And also self-kindness. So self-kindness, let's talk about that. This is another good topic for December. What is self-kindness? Conscious act. So conscious, that's a big word. That means you have to be thinking mindfully about how important you are. And you've got to acknowledge, all of us acknowledge our pain, honor our emotions, all of them, not just the pretty ones, and extend compassion toward ourselves. It allows us to grieve in our own time, in our own way, free from judgment and expectations. Free from judging ourselves. I don't know about you all, but I have a problem with that. I'm my worst critic. Practicing self-kindness might include words of affirmation. Okay, I'm doing my best under this circumstance. This circumstance is horrible, and I may not be crushing it, but I'm doing my best. Allowing yourself to take a break when you're overwhelmed. I've spent hours my office is right up here with my door shut. I'm doing my work, but my door is shut because I'm like, I just can't. Or engaging in self-care activities that offer comfort and solace. So the intent of self-kindness, I love this, is to give yourself the love and respect and understanding you would give to a loved one or dear friend. So as I shared my story about Lauren, I saw so many of your faces sending me love. Some of you probably said a prayer for me. Some of you probably sent light to me. I saw it in your faces. But do you do that to yourself? Do you take time to just send light to yourself, pray for yourself? Probably not. But you need to. So, what are some examples of some things you can do for yourself to bring you peace, comfort, even joy, despite being in pain? So I'll give an example. Live music immediately takes me out, puts me in a place where I feel joy. Can you share some of the things that kind of can move you into a space of, and it can be comfort, it could be a massage, it doesn't have to be joy.
For me, it's gardening. I want to be out with the flowers.
Yes, beauty and dirt. Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it is movement, like you said, like you have to move, like going on a walk, or yoga, or whatever.
Stimulating endorphins.
Right. Even hanging upside down, if you can do that.
Hanging upside down. Well, I know of a playground.
I know, I could get one of those. No, but someone said like, with yoga and, getting the blood circulating to your body and the downward motion, the gravity,
I've never heard that.
that all of it kind of helps, like, circulating. I'm like, well, if I could hang down upside down, it might help.
I think that should be your New Year's resolution, as I think you should find,
They have those things. You can put your
I think you should find a way to hang upside down and then email us and we'll meet you out there. Anything else that you all have found that just kind of takes you away a little bit, brings you happiness, or makes you feel better?
Singing in the car.
Girl.
Loudly.
With Barbara Streisand and my ex-boyfriend, who's now married, not to a girl.
Music, if you can't hear it live, any music.
Any
at all,
music.
Make, like, Alexa, play happy songs. That's
Yes.
There
Yes.
Or
And
play-
sing no matter if you're great at it or not. You're right. Sometimes I forget to sing along when that used to be all I did. And I've noticed lately, I listen and I think, why have I stopped singing every word to these songs? And so that's where I need to do better. That's one of my New Year's resolution, is to sing more. Anything else? Go
But
ahead.
if you're right in the middle of it, I mean, for me, I would feel really guilty enjoying something.
I know.
don't want to put myself in a position where I know I might feel joy
I know.
because you're in the middle of the pain. And then you just
And it's hard to laugh and you feel shame. Like, why, if I'm laughing to somebody, what if somebody thinks I'm not in pain?
disrespectful to the person that's
Yeah.
just died.
Yeah.
Well, and society has told us that we're not supposed to be happy when we're grieving.
No,
Hallmark movies, Lifetime channels,
Yeah.
it gives us that message, which makes that disconnect even
Yeah.
worse, that gap, because as Mel and I discovered, grief is grief, loss is loss. People say, oh, but I didn't have what you had, I lost a pet.
Still-
It's loss, it's grieving, and yet we still can find moments where we're laughing. And if we let other people's voices get in our head and say, how could you be happy at a time like this? You must be a horrible person.
Yeah.
Or you didn't really care, did
yes,
you?
exactly.
And your response is, I'm practicing self-kindness.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, it's easier to say than do, but research shows you've got to do this.
It's
You've
like,
got to do this.
Yeah, it's like the absurd, almost in the pain. It's like you do have moments of like, you have to laugh, or like Little Miss Sunshine, that movie.
Yes.
So many moments I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
But they were serious and they did as well as they could. I mean, we all do the best you can.
Yeah. But if you know, hopefully you'll leave today being able to, maybe next time you're in pain, remember a few of these things and know that this is real science that says this will help. This will help.
One thing that struck me as people are sharing what they would do is many of the things I heard tended to be solitary.
Oh, yeah,
I'm gardening, I'm listening to music, I'm
Right.
driving in my car. For me, it was finding somebody that I could actually talk to.
Yeah.
Somebody, if you're blessed with someone or multiple people that will just let you talk, they don't need to even be engaged, But if you find someone that can listen to you without judging, what a gift. But that comes back to your face-to-face part of this group.
You have to move out of the solitary. And it's not easy. I mean, that's why the word conscious was used earlier. This is not natural. What's natural is to ball up in a cocoon and not want to talk or see anyone. I mean, that's what was natural for me. I had to consciously, with a lot of help, move out of that, because left to my own devices, it would have been worse. So the point of this is to hopefully help you with some tools so that when pain knocks on your door the next time, you'll maybe remember some of these conscious things. And the face-to-face and the self-kindness are really important, as are boundaries. This one's hard for me, but this is a big aspect of self-kindness. It involves understanding your limits, what you can and cannot handle at a moment. This is just in the moment. And it's okay to be assertive about what you need. And whether it's about wanting solitude, and this isn't saying no, don't ever be in solitude. It's saying don't always be in solitude. Declining social events. That can be hard for people who are very extroverted to say no, but sometimes you need to just say no. I don't want to do that. And then expressing what kind of support you need from those around you. So that's kind of what Dana was saying, is it's okay to say, call your friend and say, I need to cry. Will you cry with me? Will you do that? Just tell them right up front. I just need to cry. Or I'm feeling anger and I just need to express my anger that this happened to me. It wasn't fair. And I just need to be mad. And it's hard to be mad in front of people. But sometimes you need to. So I thought these are essential to preserving your mental and emotional health. Melanie, boundaries. So moving forward from pain is, of course, the word resilience. We use that a lot. And what does it mean? Well, of course, it involves emotional awareness. How am I feeling? Optimism, which is I lost optimism when I had cancer. It took me years to get it back. My natural optimism, I thought, okay, I try really hard to be a good person. Something horrible has happened to me. And I lost my optimism. When Lauren died, I really lost it. Really lost it. Ability to problem solve. That's part of resilience. It's like, okay, I've got to figure this out again. Social support, huge. Sense of humor. It's good.
Oh, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's true, but also
It's important.
You can use it as a defense mechanism.
You
where you're
can.
like, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that was a double point. It was like a 1-2.
she's my good friend, and she's like, yes.
Yeah, don't use it like sarcasm
Right.
to keep people away. That's not. Sense of humor is, I think in a way of finding a way to just laugh let laughter be a part of your life. And even if it's not you being funny, what's your favorite funny movie? Watch it. Let them have the humor. And self-belief, which we'll talk about. So how to build resilience. So this is from a Harvard-trained psychologist. And it's actually she, pardon me, uses these phrases every day. She says, if you say this every day, it will build resilience deep down in your heart. I can get through this. Every day you say it. So emotional resilience is associated with grit and mental toughness. There's an understanding that we have to be strong without letting it break us. So similar phrase, as much as I hate this, I can survive it. And we can. It's amazing what we survive. Amazing. But you have to know you can. Life is hard. So I have a new phrase for myself. I'm a spiritual independent. I like that phrase. And what that means is, which I believe that there are 1,000 billion trillion paths to what the universe, whatever, God, whatever you want to say. And so when I was going through this, Buddhism was a big part of my life. And this life is hard was such a big part of that. Because life is suffering. That's one of the Buddhist principles. But that doesn't mean that you can't find joy and that you can't move through that. And so the similar phrase, I won't always be happy with how things work out, but it's just part of the journey. That was hard for me. I wanted to believe that life was a musical. Still wish it was. But just accepting it's part of the journey, that's big. This too shall pass. So a similar phrase is each day is an opportunity to feel a little better. A little better. Give yourself kindness. A little better is good. I need some time. Similar phrase, I'm feeling strong emotions, so I'm going to take a moment before I respond or make any big decisions. I need time. Say that and give yourself time, because a lot of us can be impulsive. Like I wanted to move out of my home the day that I walked into it and Lauren wasn't there. I just wanted to pack my bags and leave and never come back. And a counselor said, don't make any big decisions for a year. On the 1 year anniversary, we put our house up for sale. but I gave myself that time, and then I knew it was right. I knew it wasn't impulsive. I knew it was really right for me to leave. I still have things to be grateful for. So similar phrase, I may be struggling, but I can find a way to be thankful for the good things in my life. This is one that I've really had to exercise this year in a family dynamic situation that we've been going through. And that is choosing what's good. There's a million things I can think of that aren't good. And I have to conscious, that's the word of the day. I have to choose what is good, what am I grateful for, what is working. It is what it is. So this one's hard for me too, fighting with reality. Not wanting to accept what's real, just thinking, this just can't be. This just cannot be. So similar phrases, I have to see reality for what it is, even if it's not what I want. So then I can move forward. You have to accept, it just is. That took me 2 years. So be better than I was, I hope, when it's your turn for pain, to get through that one faster. And I'm letting this go. This is more of like a pain, maybe through a divorce or a job, maybe getting fired from a job that you love, and boy, you're really holding on. Similar phrase, forgiving this doesn't mean it was okay. It just means I'm no longer letting this cut off, control my life. So they say forgiveness is really for the forgiver, and is so true. So how to move forward. Present moment is the only moment available to us. And it's the door to all moments. I love that. Stay in the moment. Try not to think too far in the future because nobody knows what it'll hold. I tend to think when I look into the future, it could be great or it could not be great. And sometimes I think, oh, it's not going to be so great. But I could flip that and I could think, it's good. Why wouldn't it be great? 50-50 chance. Hope. Hold on, pain ends. Isn't that a good one? Hold on, pain ends. That just blew me away. We experience pain in life, and read this fast. In a way, pain reminds us that we're still alive. The abundant life we've been promised doesn't come filtered and separate from pain and suffering. It's a part of what rounds out our existence. We don't go looking for pain, yet it seems to find us. We don't ask for pain, yet it comes uninvited. We don't choose pain, yet it feels like it is in pursuit of us at times. You have a choice to make. You can choose to see the world around you with promise and possibility, or you can choose to see limitations and obstacles. How you look at the world around you is what it will become. Your life will move in the direction of what you're focused on. So hope is the vehicle that you get into that will drive you through your darkest moments. I know the road ahead will be hard. This won't be the last time I feel lost, alone, and confused. But I will remember that I made it through. I'm not the only one. There are others who have endured similar or even worse pain, and they made it. This encourages me to think that what seems impossible is possible as long as I have faith and patience. If we never felt pain, we couldn't understand joy. If we never lost anything, we wouldn't know what it means to be found. I believe life is intended to be an abundant one. I believe hope is intended to be flowing constantly in my life and yours. So this is the last. Whatever you do, hold on to hope. The tiniest thread will twist into an unbreakable cord. Let hope anchor you in the possibility that's not the end of your story. That change will bring you to peaceful shores. So it's not over till it's over. Miss Lauren, Mama, I'm coming back to you as a butterfly. So I see butterflies now. And it reminds me that it's not over till it's over. That spirit is here. I feel it. And the pain was horrible. But thank God I knew her. Right? Thank God I knew her. And I hope you all, when you have loss or pain, can think maybe something in it was good or brought you joy. It may not have been this kind of joy because she was a big joy bomb, but that you'll find something, some memory or something good that will give you that courage to consciously make those decisions to move on. So, thank you. I hope that wasn't too long, but